Hi, Wayne White here again. About to do another watercolor, and I want to start from the very beginning, so you who haven't painted watercolors would want to start. Of course, first of all, you pick out your favorite photograph that you want to paint, unless you want to go out and paint from nature. It's called plein air painting on location, but in most cases, the weather doesn't always permit that. So pick out a picture of a scene you want. Now I have the picture that I painted from the other day, and I like the scene, and I want to try and do it again and maybe do a better job. The paper I used didn't hold up very well. So this is my scene. This is the landscape, and this is my paper. Get a pencil to establish the scene, to compose the landscape. Here's the end of the pool of water. The pool of water is right. This is where it ends. And then there's a bank that comes down, dried grassy, and then in back of that, why we have trees. Trees are coming down here, so I just put a few lines so I know where I'm going. And then there's another bank here that comes down. This is the pool of water. And here's a bank over here of dry grass. And then above that there's some wildflowers. A big grove of wildflowers that come in and blend with the trees in the background. So that's my landscape, and that should be your landscape. That's the first thing you do. And just remember, when you're doing the landscape, the elements should be in thirds. Like this background bank and the sky is going to take about a third of the paper, and then the pool of water is going to take up about a third. And another third, left and right banks. So next thing you do is get your tubes of paint out. I'm going to use a cobalt blue, my all-purpose favorite blue. I'm going to add. Wait a minute. How come my pan's upside down? There. Right here. So I'm going to put my blue in there, in the blue pan. This is a cobalt blue. Right next to it would be a cerulean blue, but I'm not going to use cerulean blue today. Yellow ochre. I need yellow ochre. That's a good color to paint dry grass. Good springtime color, yellow ochre. Very useful. A little more to burnt sienna. I have burnt amber. Where's my burnt umber? Huh. Well, I can't find my burnt umber, so instead of burnt umber, I'm going to put this raw umber. Serve the same purpose. Ah, I can't open that. Get it out.
I think it's pretty dry now.
It is. I'm gonna have to throw this away. I'm gonna toss it. So I'll get by with the yellow I have. So the next thing you do, this is the paper is called Arches, and it's a 140-pound cold press. There's also a 140-pound hot press between rough and hot press. Hot press is smooth paper. Rough is real rough. This is in between, and it's 140 pound. There's also a 90 pound, and then there's the 300 pound, and there's a 200 pound. But I like 140 pound. So what you have to do to you can stretch it, you can tape it all around, and do what I do. Soak the back, the side you're not painting. Soak it in the back with water, and so then when you paint your landscape, it's also very watery, and it's going to flatten the paper out. You can wet it down real good and put it between towels and weight it down. But if you're working fast, like I usually do, you can do it the way I'm doing it. Is mix your colors. You're going to put them in fast washes. I'm going to put my cobalt blue up here in the sky. And when you put your washes down, you don't have to be too careful. You just have to know where you go from light to dark. Of course, the sky is a light blue, so that takes care of that. Then you're going to put, then down here you're going to, where the pond is, and I'm using a 1-inch sable brush. Now it's a synthetic sable brush, I should say, make that clear. Always use the biggest brush you can handle. And I'm putting in the blue for the water, and notice I'm doing in horizontal strokes. You don't want to go up and down, because the water is. So I'm going to bring this right up here, right up. Okay, now I'm going to, I should put a clamp on that. I want it to blow away. And still working with just washes. So my yellow ochre, here's my yellow ochre, my other favorite color. And this is going to be, this bank here is kind of a gray. So I'm going to add some blue to that yellow ochre to make it more of a gray. So see how it gets gray after I put a wash of blue on the yellow ochre. And then it goes up in there. and yellow.
So this is to make a green color?
Mm-hmm. And then that makes a green color, which I'm gonna, well, I don't have the trees in yet, but I'm gonna put the green color in here in the water. Bushes, but now put in trees, I need a round, it's called a round. It's this shape of brush with the, comes to a point. And then here's where I mix some more of my green. Yellow. So I'm going to start up here and put hold the brush on its side like this, and I'm going to start putting in this tree over here. I want to dry the brush out and stipple where the green of the tree is throwing through the wildflowers. And there's this bank of dry grass, weeds, whatever, over here. And we'll add a little warm color to it. Over here, I'm going to add. I'm going to use a small brush. Let's see. Wait a minute. I should say a little more I got to do over there. A number 6 Grumbacher brush. Okay, then I'm going to get my raw umber that I mixed. To show that these are stalks of weeds growing out of the ground over here, up into the wildflowers. How much water to put on your brush? When to dry it out? When to put wet? What we're going to do now, I'm going to get a little bit of color, a little raw umber on my brush, and I'm going to paint in the bank over here. Okay, it's just about finished, probably 95% finished. when I get it in the studio tomorrow, I'll look at it and I'll probably do a few touch-ups, but this is essentially it. And I hope this lesson will help you when you're starting a watercolor, especially in your first drawing, doing your pencil composition. That's very important. And putting on your first washes, light to dark, and your composition, remember, a third, a third, a third. Don't make a painting 50-50. Make it a third, and a third. So until next time, this is Wayne White. Hope to see you again.